You may sit. All rise. Almighty God, in our proceedings today, guide us in the path of righteousness for the fulfillment of your greater glory. Amen. The court is now in session. Honorable Judge Raijat Gonzalez is presiding. Call the case. People of the Philippines versus Angel Custodio. Criminal case number 741248.
City Prosecutor General Eduardo for the prosecution, Your Honor.
Dexter Recabal, respectfully appearing for the defense, Your Honor.
Is the accused around?
The accused is around, Your Honor.
Array the accused. People of the Philippines versus Angel Custodio. Criminal case number 741248. The undersigned accused is Angel Custodio of the crime of rape under Article 335 of the Revised Penal Code, committed as follows. That on or about June 1, 2019, at around 7 o'clock in the evening, in the Barangay Rawis, Calbayog City, Philippines, and within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, the above named accused with lewd design by means of force, violence, and intimidation, that is by attacking and hitting with a rod-like instrument one Patricia Pajarito, which resulted in her enduring serious physical injuries that almost caused her death. And while the victim was in such defenseless situation, did then and there have carnal knowledge of Patricia Pajarito against her will and consent, contrary to law. Do you understand the allegations of the facts?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is your plea?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
The accused pleaded not guilty, Your Honor. What was the status of this case before the fire?
Prior to the fire, a pre-trial order has been issued by this honorable court. Now we pray, Your Honor, that our motion for reconstitution of orders may be granted. May I approach the bench, Your Honor?
Proceed. Finding the motion for reconstitution of records sufficient in form and substances. This court hereby grants and admits the evidence attached thereto. First witness for the prosecution. Proceed with the trial. Prosecution, who is your first witness?
The victim herself, Miss Patricia Pajarito, Your Honor.
Is she ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Call your witness.
May we call Miss Patricia Pajarito to come to the witness stand?
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I
State your personal circumstances.
am Patricia Pajarito, single, 21 years old, and resident of Barangay Rawis, Calbayog City.
We offer the testimony of the witness complaint to prove that the accused committed against this person. Miss Witness, can you please state your name, status, job, and residence?
I am Patricia Pajarito, 21 years old, single student and resident of Barangay Raus, Calbayog City.
Miss Witness, do you know Angel Custodio, the accused in this case?
Yes, sir.
Do you know him personally?
Yes, he is my neighbor since I'm still very young.
What else?
He is also a farmer in Dubai field. I often see him with my grandfather during harvest time.
Have you had any interaction with him?
None, sir, but sometimes I notice that when I pass his house, he will stare at me.
Objection, Your Honor. The statement is relevant. The witness can prove whether the accused did or did not stare at him.
To stay, strike out the last statement.
So you had no dealings with him prior to this case?
None, sir.
I see. Miss Witness, what happened on the night of June 1, 2019?
I was raped, sir.
When did the police rape you?
I think it was around 7 o'clock in the evening.
Where did this happen?
It happened in the rice field, sir.
Why were you in the rice field at the time of the day?
I was supposed to go to the center of Calbayog City to buy dinner for me and my grandfather. I was walking through the rice paddies when the accused approached me from behind.
Objection, Your Honor. Irrelevant. Just not going to probe the fact and issues.
Overruled.
What did happen next, if any?
I greeted him maupay na gabi, but I noticed that he was bringing a rod-like object behind his back.
Did he reply to your greetings?
No, sir. He laughed at me. I was startled and I tried to run away, but he cuffed me. And I felt a very strong pain at my back of my head. I think it was because of the rod-like that he was holding.
Your Honor, I move to start the answer of the witness with some opinion of the witness.
Granted.
And what happened to you after you felt strong pain in your head?
I felt dizzy and I fell down, sir.
Did you lose consciousness?
No, sir. I was dizzy and my head was really painful, but I was still unconscious.
What happened afterwards?
The accused pulled down my jogging pants. He also removed my panty and my blouse and bra.
After he undressed you, what he did do next?
He went on top of me.
And after that,
He sucked my breast and he also removed my pants.
and after that,
He was forcing his penis inside my vagina.
did he succeeded in putting his penis inside your vagina?
Yes, sir.
What did you feel when he inserted his penis?
It felt really painful, sir.
What happened next?
He started his pumping movement, sir.
For how long did the accused perform this pumping movement?
For quite some time, sir.
After that, what happened?
He came, sir, then he stood up and put on his pants. He then checked if I was still breathing. I held my breath and pretend to be dead.
What happened afterwards?
He covered me with grass, sir. Then he left.
What did you do after he left?
I tried to feel my head, the one where he hit me. It was bleeding profusely. I tried to move, but it was too painful. I lost consciousness again.
What happened next?
I regained my consciousness. I did not know what time it is, but it was still dark. I started to crawl then towards the bright lights and praying and hoping that someone will be able to see me and bring me to the hospital. I was so tired and could hardly move anymore. I fell unconscious again, sir.
What then happened afterwards?
When I woke up, I was already in the hospital. I saw my grandfather talking to some policemen in the emergency.
In the hospital, Miss Witness, did they conduct any examination or test on you?
Yes, sir.
Can you still remember what examination or test done to you? What happened after?
I stayed in the hospital until I was strong enough to go to the police station together with my grandfather. I filed a formal complaint against the accused.
Now, Miss Magarito, if the accused is inside this courtroom, will you please point at him?
It was him. He was the one that who raped me.
Witness is pointing to a man wearing an inmate uniform. Could the man rise and state his name?
I am Angel Custodio, Your Honor.
No further question, Your Honor.
Defense, do you have any question for cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor.
Proceed.
Miss Witness, why were you going to the city at that time of the night all alone?
I was going to buy food from the central, sir.
You live on the farm yet? You have no food in your house?
Yes, sir.
Why is that?
We plant corn, sir, but it's not yet harvest time.
I see. Why did you go out at night time?
I forgot to buy earlier that day because we were busy in the field, sir.
Why did you not ask anybody to accompany you?
There will be nobody left in the house, sir. Besides, there was no crime in our area for a while now. We all know and help each other. I did not expect anything to happen that night, sir.
Miss Witness, you testified earlier that it was around 7 o'clock when the incident happened. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You mentioned the incident happened in the rice field. Were there any objects which provide illumination in the rice field?
No, sir, but I was bringing a lighter flashlight.
Is your lighter flashlight is very bright.
And to light my way in the right hand, sir.
How far did the light illuminate your way, Miss Witness?
About a meter or so, sir.
In effect, it was just about enough to illuminate just your front, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
So, Miss Witness, how did you know it was accused? Didn't we assaulted you?
I saw it, sir.
But you said it was very dark. The light from the lighter flashlight is very limited. How can you be certain that it was him?
I am familiarized with his build and features because I always see him.
So, in short, Miss Witness, you just made the assumption that it was accused who raped you on the basis of his body build.
No, sir, I also saw his face.
I see. That's all, Your Honor.
Prosecutor, do you have any redirect?
No, Your Honor. With the permission of this honorable court, may I call our second witness, Your Honor?
Call your next witness, counsel.
Your Honor, our second witness is Mr. Dave Pareha, a farmer, a helper in a nearby rice field, where during the night of June 1, 2019, where the accused allegedly raped her.
Counsel, swear the witness.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this hearing?
Yes, I do.
Will you please state your name, address, and other personal circumstances?
I'm Dave Parea, Barangay Ruiz, Calbayog City, 21 years old. I'm helper farmer.
Your witness, counsel.
Your Honor, the purpose of the witness to testify is to provide corroborating evidences to identify the testimony of the victim to show the proof that the accused on June 1, 2019 with the deliberate design, by means of force, violence, and intimidation, did then and their attack, accumulated, assault, and personated with the private complainants against their will and stand violation.
Proceed.
Mr. Witness, where were you on June 1, 2015 at night?
I was fishing up in the field and getting ready to go home.
Were you alone that night or with somebody?
I was alone because I already went home early that day. Prosecutor, did you observe something unusual that night?
Your Honor. Speak ko lang.
Sustain.
What happened when you were on your way home?
I heard someone crying like out of pain and asking for help.
What did you then?
I tried to find where we was coming from and who was it was.
What did you find out?
I saw the victim, my neighbor, who was lying on the ground, hurt clothes and torn and struggled to call out for help.
What did you do when you find out it was your neighbor?
I immediately went to her, asked her what happened.
What then, if any, she did say?
She just kept on repeating Angel Custodio.
And now, do you know this person whom the victim referring to?
Yes, he is our neighbor.
Is he present in this court? Right now?
Yes,
With the court permission, can you point the accused? As neighbors, were you friends with the accused?
I cannot say that we are friends, but rather acquaintances.
Do you know nothing about the status of the accused?
I know that he is a married but with no children, and that his niece is living with them because she also works in field.
Do you know if accused has been previously convicted or charged any crime? No further questions, Your Honor.
Any cross-examination from the defense?
With the permission of the court, Your Honor.
Proceed with the cross.
You mentioned earlier that we were alone the night when you saw the private complainant. Is that correct?
Yes,
Do you still remember what time it was?
around 9 in the evening.
Did you not say anybody else in the area?
So, because otherwise when early that day and I was left alone in the field.
What did you say when you saw the private complainant?
I saw her lying on the ground, crying and hurt, with her clothes torn.
Did she tell you who did to her?
Objection, Your Honor. That was already in a prior question, Your Honor.
Sustain.
You said the private complainant kept on repeating the accused name. Is that correct?
Yes,
But she did not say anything else, only the accused name.
yes,
Do you know if the accused, a private complainant, were friends?
no,
Do you think it is possible that when a private complainant was calling out accused name, it was for help and not to implicate him?
no,
Do you know of any relationship between a private complainant and accused?
no.
That is all for the defense, Your Honor.
Any redirect?
None, Your Honor.
Witness, you may now be excused.
With the permission of this honorable court, may I call our third witness, Your Honor?
Call your next witness, counsel.
Our third witness, Your Honor, is Dr. Matthew Salavaria, then NBI Medical Legal Officer who conducted examination on the victim in the morning following incident.
Swear the witness. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this hearing? Could you please state your name, age, status, address, and other personal circumstances?
I'm Dr. Matthew Salaveria, 32, and married, a resident of Tacloban City. I am a medical legal officer of NBI Tacloban City.
Your witness, counsel.
Your Honor, we offer the testimony of Dr. Matthew Salavaria as corroborative evidence to formally testify the content of medical legal report. Proceed. One of your findings that the victim's hyphen show laceration at 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the position.
Yes.
Will you please tell us what do this laceration mean?
At 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock indicates the position of the injury sustained by the victim in her private internal organ, ma'am.
What could have the cause this laceration you found?
It could be caused by a blunt object or by violence.
Could it be caused by a private organ of a man forced to penetrate the vagina of the victim?
Yes, ma'am.
How about this entry, which I quote, rupture with remnants of the hyphen within the vaginal opening? Tell us, what does it mean?
Simplify means that if the hymen is ruptured, there is a penetration of the vagina.
The alleged crime was committed on June 1, 2019. You examined her on June 2, 2019. Could you tell us if the injuries you found on the private organ of the victim are compatible to the date of the infliction?
There is a fresh injury. It could be only recent. It could be less than 3 days.
Still, your medical certificate, it shows that you conducted another proceed, which is the vaginal swab. Could you tell the court what your findings?
A vaginal swab test of the victim is yield a positive result for spermatosa.
No further question, Your Honor.
Any cross-examination from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
We will now proceed to the presentation of the witnesses for the defense. Call your witness, counsel.
For our first witness, Your Honor, we would like to call the witness Stan, the accused in jail custodian.
Court interpreter, can you ask the witness if he can understand the English language? Yes, the witness can understand the English language, Your Honor. Swear the witness. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this hearing?
Yes, I do.
Will you please state your name, address, and occupation?
I'm Angel Custodio, farmer, 37 years old and separated.
Your witness, counsel. Does the defense have other witnesses in the courtroom?
None, Your Honor.
Are there any more evidences to be presented by both parties?
None, Your Honor, for the prosecution.
None, Your Honor, for the defense.
Order for this case. The prosecution and the defense had already presented all of their respective witnesses and that they manifested their intention to rest this case. So, order Are there any more cases?
None, Your Honor.
That on or about June 1, 2019, at around 7 o'clock in the evening, in the Barangay Rawis, Calibayog City, Philippines, and within the jurisdiction of this honorable court and above named accused, with lewd design by means of force, violence, and intimidation. That is by attacking and hitting with a rod-like instrument one Patricia Pajarito, which resulted in her incurring serious physical injuries that almost caused her death. And while the victim was in such defenseless situation, did and then there have a carnal knowledge of said Patricia Pajarito against her will and consent. The prosecutor proved the presence of generic aggravating circumstances of abuse of public position in committing the crime. The evidence clearly showed that the accused took advantage of his being a sergeant in the Philippine Army in order to commit the crime. Wherefore, this court find the accused guilty beyond reasonable doubt for the crime of rape. With a sentence of reclusion perpetua, without the possibility of parole and ordering the accused to pay the heirs of the victim and the sum of 500,000 as compensatory damage caused against the heirs of the victim. Court adjourned.
Pwede daw sumampan.
Mr. Lover, lover, now Mr. Lover, lover, girl. Mr. Lover, lover, now Mr. Lover, lover. She call me Mr. Bombastic, tell me fantastic. Touch me on me back, she says I'm Mr. Romantic. Call me fantastic, touch me on me back, she says I'm Mr. Smooth. Just like a silk, soft and cuddly, hug me up like a quilt. I'm a lyrical lover, now take me thin or filled with my sexual physique. You know me well, Bill.